everybody, welcome back. Playing Sunset Overdrive still. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll let Lloyd talk here a little bit. Nice little Breaking Bad reference for you fans out there. Okay. So basically, what Lloyd was saying there was that he figured out that if you cook it with the right stuff, you can actually make your character better. So here we are. We're out collecting vats of like overcharge and stuff to make our character better. Or we're collecting parts, vats, that kind of thing. Dude, how do you even know? Like, you're not even near me right now. So anyways, I'm gonna get into a couple of things here. So something I didn't kind of touch on, I kind of got sidetracked, I realized. So I was talking about how this game, in the beginning through the tutorials kind of reminded me of Mega Man. Reason being is when they reference Red Barrels, I love it. They're like, hey, you know what Red Barrels does? Like, dude, I played enough video games to know exactly what Red Barrels do. So the part of the game, like it basically goes through the tutorial of how to play the game, and it's how to play, and then it goes through like this thing where you get put up against something that's like, okay, there's no way in hell you're gonna kill that thing, so you take a couple of shots at it, and then somebody comes in and saves you, and that's the end of the tutorial. It's a lot like Mega Man X. The same thing happens. You get into a fight with this dude in Mega Man X, and then he ends up losing the fight, which there's no way in hell you could win that fight anyway. And then Proto Man comes in for the save toward the end of the tutorial. This right here, this is what I was saying about in the last time, was that there are different types of mutants, kind of like in Left 4 Dead. There's different types of zombies. Like, this is the equivalent to me of the boomer. You can use them as weapons because if they are surrounded by, oh shit. If they're surrounded by, oh god, if they're surrounded by a whole group of their own, you can use them as like a potential bomb, pretty much. They will kill their own kind, if like that right there. So, another thing. So I know that I have kind of been on a binge here lately, if you want to call it that, of changing up my. I know I've changed up my watermark in the corner. I know that I changed my home page on YouTube. I changed the wallpaper on it. It's a lot of this has to do with what I'm trying to go for as far as a look. Because to me, when I came up with the name, what I was reminded of so much was, as a kid, God, Lloyd explaining everything about why an apocalypse would be like awesome if it was just like this video game. But what it is to me, it just reminds me so much of when I was a kid. We used to play, Nintendo. We used to play Super Mario Brothers all the time. I remember when my dad would take us to Texas, and the grown-ups would go gamble in the casinos in Louisiana, and we would go play in the arcade like for a couple of hours while the grown-ups gambled. Obviously we had a chaperone because you just can't leave kids alone. But as far as like the bonus points, how many times have you played games like Galaga and Super Mario and those games where you have bonus points, bonus levels, bonus stuff that it's like, oh man, I scored an extra 10,000 points on this level, I got an extra life, or that kind of thing. It just reminds me so much, and it's very much a nostalgia factor as far as that goes. I mean, I'm reminded so much of I was born toward the end of the I was born pretty much at the end of the 80s. I mean, I was a 90s kid. Unfortunately, I'm lumped in with the millennials, the ones that are eating fucking Tide Pods like a bunch of fucking goons right now. But do I consider myself like they are? No. Do I really wish they weren't a part of my group? Yes, because I think it's unfair that like I guess I can't really say my generation, but my group of people that were in my that are in my like immediate age group, I would say with it like 5 years apart from me. Okay, like are not the we're not fucking dumb enough to eat fucking Tide Pods. Golly, I love the freaking love the voice on this thing. The narrator's voice, so funny, so over the top, just ridiculous. I love it. But when I was a kid, I mean, I grew up. I can't remember a Nintendo system I didn't own. We had Nintendo up until Super Nintendo came out, and I remember when my dad bought us a Super Nintendo for Christmas, and we had Street Fighter and Super Mario Brothers, and I just remember, the bonus stages in Street Fighter. When you play, when you have to destroy a brick wall or whatever it is for extra points, and if you actually win, then if you destroy the wall within the allotted amount of time, you get extra points. So it just reminds me so much of the 80s and so I picked kind of like some warm, hot colors because it's like, I mean, let's be honest. I've seen pictures of people in the 80s and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I would have lived at least for 5 years of the 80s. Mostly because a lot of the cartoons I enjoy. Okay, the original Ninja Turtles being one of them. Voltron. Those I'm not a real. I know some people are big fans of Thundercats. I'm not saying Thundercats is terrible. It's just not my cup of tea. For those of you that enjoy Thundercats, hey, I mean, I've seen a couple of episodes of it. It's pretty good. It's not my thing. I guess, part of the reason I like Voltron so much, though, Voltron just, for some reason, the first little bits and pieces of it I've seen just reminds me a lot of, Power Rangers. I was a big Power Rangers kid, so, and that was, the kind of, I think early to mid-90s, maybe. I think it was, 93 when that came out, 94. I was probably in kindergarten when that came out. But it reminds me just so much, of just bright colors and that kind of shit. And, I'm basically right now, I'm running with a newer microphone. I know newer microphone, newer editing program, better capture card. If you go back and watch Resident Evil playthrough, you can definitely see it. And it's I didn't have the greatest of editing equipment, and I didn't have the greatest microphone, but hey, I made it work. But now I've got way better editing and way better microphone, and I feel like it definitely it's gotten better. So that being said, I know I've changed some stuff up. Bear with me as I try to kind of find my niche, my place. Let's go with that. As far as the Let's Players of the world go, because I have a general idea for how I want this to look. and I don't have like people that draw. I don't have people that edit for me. I do all the editing. I do have to find kind of like not stock footage or not stock footage, like stock photos. I have to kind of find stuff that kind of resonates. I mean, I try to find stuff that I don't have somebody that draws for me. The thing I have that I used, I found that I made it on a thing, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that kind of looks like me. I mean, if I was a cartoon, I feel like that's how I would be in a cartoon. I have kind of long hair. I've got a beard. I'm, you know. So, uh, everything I do like on fucking Paint, like MS Paint. I mean, I try to be as creative as I can get with this shit, and on the budget of $0 minus the capture card I paid one time for, the microphone I got as a Christmas gift, and the program I pay like I don't know $60 a year for, which I think is a pretty good program. I mean, I've been able to add shit and add in my little gags here and there. So anyway, sorry, I'll get off my thing here. So this part right here is you have to it's essentially like a tower defense kind of thing. I don't really think tower defense is the right word. I guess it could be. But these guys are trying to get in to steal my vat of overcharge because they're OD'd. Those guys, they can't get enough of that overcharge. So they're trying to get my overcharge, and I'm trying to kill them so I can cook my amps, make my player better, so I can murder some more OD. The soundtrack. I like the intro to the night when you come out of a giant can. I love it. It's awesome. It's kind of like a rock star entrance. It's great. So as we're sitting here while I'm doing this, so I'll get into the whole Hammerwatch thing here. So I was playing Hammerwatch. I did about a 30-minute live stream of it, just to see how the live stream would look. I haven't quite figured out the whole live streaming thing. I'm just, I think I do better at this than live streaming. Some people have better equipment for their live streams compared to what I have. I know my capture card can do the live streams. If I had better following right now as of then I could see having better equipment for live stream, but for right now it's like I'll just kind of stick to the videos because I've definitely got good equipment to at least do those. Oh shit, dude, this Herker, check this shit out, dude. He's got like one huge arm and then he's got like a baby arm. And I don't mean like a baby arm, but like a legit, what looks like a fucking baby arm. Anyway, so I was playing Hammerwatch, right? And I was completely didn't know that I was on the very last floor of this level, or of the very last floor of the entire game. And you go up and you have to fight this dragon and steal all of its gold, like fucking Hobbit style, right? Desolation of Smog. It's pretty much what it was. Okay, I go up there, I had to kill this thing. So I get up there, I start stealing all of its gold, and then I start fighting. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I forgot you lose overcharge every time you die during these tower defense things. So, anywho, during this whole thing, I was completely unaware that you were supposed to be collecting these freaking planks, right? I'm collecting these planks as I'm going along, but I wasn't like really looking for them. I'm just thinking, these planks are just something side, it's like a side thing that you have to do, that you can do. It's not really toward the end of the game. You don't have to do shit. I gotta get off the ground. Fuck. I got 10 more, 9 more. I gotta make this shit happen. I'm not doing this shit again. I hate doing these more than once. They're so nerve-wracking. I don't know why. My nerves are always on edge when I do these. So anyway, I end up beating the freaking dragon, right? And then the wood planks are how you get out of the tower. So I ended up only having like half the wood planks I needed, and I couldn't get out of the tower. So basically, I beat the game, but I didn't beat the game, and I was so fucking mad that I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not playing this on the channel to look like an asshole. Like, yeah, I fucking beat it. Fuck. So, needless to say, if you guys want to play Hammerwatch, you know, I strongly recommend it. It's a very fun game, but, you know, if you don't collect all the planks and you get to the end, don't be mad at me. Just be mad at yourself and be pissed off at whoever made the game. Like, man, that's fucking dumb. So, anyway. So that's the nightly defense thing where you get good amps. See, like we're gonna get some sweet amps here off of this, and you know, well, you have to do that like throughout the game. This isn't just the only one. You're gonna do it more than once. But anywho, next time on bonus points, guys, we're gonna keep playing this game. I'm taking a little break from Earthbound. No big deal. I mean, it'll come back. I kind of want to do just like some run through, play it, level up my people before I take on the next part, because the next parts are kind of harder. So anyways, guys, next time, Sunset Overdrive. Later.